What's up guys, it's Sean and today we're going to check out Sunway Artessa in Wangsa, Maju. Let's go! We are here in Wangsa, Maju again, and this has been the very hot address, right? A very popular address for the past few years. And we have documented several here. Now from the drone shot, we can observe a lot of infrastructure improvement. The SPE is finally up, which is the Setiawangsa Pantai Expressway. Now you get to directly connect straight to Bangsar South. That's cool. Then this location has always been connected to several main highways like the MRR2 Duke. Then for local roads, they are connected to Jalan Setiawangsa. There's one junction away from Jalan Ampang. Then you are several minutes away from Jalan Genting Klang. Plus you are really close to the LRT station of Sri Rampai. So in terms of connectivity, it's pretty well established. Therefore, a lot of projects has been coming up in this location. So the only way to access the site will be to come out from the junction right there. And this will be Sunway Artessa. And you know what? As popular as all the projects can be, this one fully sold. Woo. Also, this address has been around for very long, and it has been very popular for its proximity to the city. In this sense, KLCC lah. So in terms of amenities, right, you have universities here. You have a lot of shopping malls here. It's like just by Aeon, right? In 15 minutes drive, you can have 2 Aeon. You have Wangsa Walk Mall. Then you have Melawati Mall. If that is still not enough, you just drive a little bit more, you should always head on to the city where you have Pavilion, KLCC, and etc. Very cool. So now let's head on to the sales gallery and check things out first. Okay, let's just get our coordinates right. First, this will be the highway of the brand new SPE. Then Sri Rampai station is somewhere here. Wangsa Walk Mall is somewhere here, okay? So the local road below the elevated highway, that connects you directly into Jalan Ampang, and that connects you straight away to KLCC. Then currently, what's painful about the site right now would be the traffic congestion around this location due to its improvements work. So there will be a lot of reroutings, and that has been ongoing for some time, but I do see the importance of it just to get this elevated highway ready. If you come from KL, is to come through this local road, and there will be a traffic light junction on this side connecting in to Sunway Artessa itself. So looking at it, right, there's something really obvious, which is the amount of projects around the site. But the good thing is also it's in between the very low rise with all these high density projects lah. So for this project, in total there will be 468 units in one block on this freehold title, and this is a full residential project, which is somewhat different from the rest that is provided around the area. And what's very important as well would be the covered walkway from Sunway Artessa right over to Sri Rampai LRT station. I think that is very important. So looking at the scale model, this is Jalan Setiawangsa 2, and there will be one entrance here only, and this is a ground floor facility deck. A very cost efficient, ease of maintenance kind of setup in comparison to having all these right on top lah. And what's cool with this elevated car park is every floor will have direct entrance. For example, if you are staying at P1, there will be a direct access in. If you are in P2, ramp, P3, ramp, P4, ramp behind. So it's just ease of walking around your car park. Then it's separated away from the residential tower. And because this is a residential title land, right, you can see it's really big in area, but it's such a small portion of area only for this tower. That just leaves a lot of canvas space for the rest, where you can see this Olympic size pool, the kids wading pool, the basketball court. Then you have the multi-purpose hall, which is also the indoor badminton courts, kids playground, and etc. And I like that they position the entrance on a higher ground, so there will be this ramp before you drop off your gas. This is going to give you that slow and gradual welcome feel into the site. Then also at ground floor, there will be the management office, the reading area, the surround, the games room, indoor play area, all located ground floor. And I think it's practical, right, to put everything on ground floor so it's easier for maintenance, and you don't want a lot of guests to actually take their friends up on the lift to the sky deck. So everything, it stays at ground floor. And that's something very important if you're buying a full residential project. The number of units is going to be lower, therefore maintenance fees is going to be shared with less people. Therefore, it's very easy to just be a very high cost to everybody. Then in terms of floor layout design, there will be 10 units in total, served by 5 lifts. And once you step into a lift lobby, there will be this long corridor all the way, and there will be voids in between. So these voids are for two purposes. One is for air ventilation and daylighting to a certain extent. The other one would be to provide ventilation to the bathrooms of the kitchen or toilets. So the unit that we're going to check out today will be Type B, 1303 square feet, and in total there will be 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. So if you look into the layout, it's a very horizontal layout because all bedrooms are attached to the facade wall, and that means that all of them is going to enjoy the view. So when you come in from the foyer, this is the sign for a ramp. And I love this. So it means, right, there's no longer this very hard step. So it's very elderly friendly, people on wheelchair friendly. Nice. And when you go in, you have the dry kitchen on the side, dining this side, and you have the living room attached to this humongous balcony. There'll be a junior suite here with its own ensuite bathroom. And when you go in, there's a clear partition between the dry and the wet kitchen. That's very rare to come by also. Then all the aircon latch will be here. Bedroom 3, bedroom 4, and the principal bedroom at the end. So this bathroom will be shared between these 2 bedrooms and the guests. So coming from the corridor, what's different for this treatment will be this piece. Like usually it's elevated, right, to not let water flow in. But this is way more gentle, way more considerate, and I love it. This is a ramp directly connected into the space itself, and this door clearance is around 1 meter. And then coming into the space, you will have a smart lock here, and you will have space for your storage. You have your dry kitchen, your bedrooms, your living, and your dining, and your junior suite at the far end. So in terms of ceiling height, this is around 3 meters, and the width of this dining space, right, is already 3.3 meters. It's so big, plus with the mirror interior design treatments. Whew. And for this freehold unit, it's currently priced around 700 per square feet. And because the units are huge, therefore the selling price may be a little bit higher. And that is totally in contrast to whatever products around this area. That is mostly smaller units for investment purposes. Therefore, it's pretty obvious this is for own stay. Right next to the dining, you have this living room, and the width is 3.2 meters. So after putting your settee, putting your table and your TV console, right, you still have enough circulation space that connects you to the balcony. So coming out to this balcony, you will have this steel handrail, 1.3 meters width balcony. It's very spacious, and there will be 2 orientations. One would be the KLCT view, and one would be the Bukit Tabo view. But that's not the main reason why they designed. They kind of designed and orientate the tower in accordance to the north-south orientation because it just saves more energy in aircon load when you are not facing the east and west. Then moving on, this will be the junior master suite, and for flooring they are applying laminated timbers along with timber skirtings. Then in terms of width from wall to wall is 2.7 meters, so after you put in a queen size bed, you still have enough circulation space to walk around, and that will connect you to the facade wall. So all bedrooms face one side. Indirectly, that also means all bedroom users will have proper view as their background. Very nice. So please take note that the window size is actual, like this is not ceiling to floor design. Then next to your bed, you will have a wardrobe space along with a study desk, and there will be some box up, and all air cons will be provided. For this unit itself, there will be 6. So when you have big units, you will need a lot of air cons as well. Plug points are on this side at this height I wish it could be lower, and this is another treatment that I like. In comparison to the conventional, it's a straight 25mm drop to the wet area, as you need another drop at the shower area, right? But for this, they apply the ramp again. And these are not that mind-blowing innovation that will revolutionize the industry, but it's good enough that it displays consideration and it displays thoughtfulness. Because it requires a little bit more work and design, but the end result, I absolutely love it. So for basin, you have Johnson Swiss, WC, you have Johnson Swiss along with your bidet, shower screen and shower, small window for ventilation, and this will be the compartment for you to put your shampoos lah. Unfortunately, this is the only space where the privacy is not as nice, because if I were to host guests at home, every time I open the door, everyone will see what's inside. Going through the space, this is the dry kitchen and it's huge, plus we haven't included the wet kitchen portion yet. And that open design just allows the host to prepare food here or the island itself, and you can still be connected to your family and friends. If not, the person who prepare food, right, always very 可怜 one. So there will be a choice for the buyer whether do you want to include the furnishings for the cabinet, and there will be two options and colors. If you don't want, it's going to be one big space, but I think it's appropriate to have it lah. You see, this can be your breakfast counter where you make your coffee and have conversations with your family before you head out for work. Okay, moving on. This is the yard space, and because of its size, automatically people will use it as a wet kitchen, especially if you are a fan of Thai chow lah. So this is a suggestion on how buyers can use the space, where this will be your basin, your preparation area, then your hood and hob. And I personally like the finishes, like this kind of trimmings, right? It's just so practical, along with the template glass backsplash. Very, very practical. And this will also be the space for your washer. I'm not too sure whether is this part of the intention, but this little kink here that allows it to be a storage space. If I were to just put in a shelf, it's very, very practical, especially when you are doing your laundry. And the ventilation panels will be this side, and that connects you to the aircon latch. So it's also a safe platform for the maintenance people to work. Again, very, very thoughtful and considerate. Nice. Just to highlight again how spacious your dry kitchen can be, after putting in this island and this shelf, you still have such a wide corridor space. And that connects you to the first bedroom. And what's this? So because this show unit is built on an existing building, therefore they didn't take into consideration of the structural elements. So in the actual unit, it's not like that, but this is going to be a bedroom where the width is 2.6 meters, and there will be huge window panels as well. Moving on to the next bedroom, this is pretty much similar, where you can have a queen size bed with your wardrobe, then your study table if you want to, again with the humongous window at the end. That's nice. Then the user for both of these bedrooms will be sharing this bathroom along with the guests, and the treatments are pretty similar, where you have Johnson Swiss, WC, basin, shower screen, shower, and my favorite part again, the little ramp treatments for the drops. Very nice. Last of all, this will be the principal bedroom. Wow! So wall to wall width is around 2.9 meters. You can accommodate bedside tables on both sides, still have a walk-in wardrobe or a dressing table if you want to. And again, all bedrooms come with laminated timber flooring that connects us to the principal bathroom. Again, similar treatment of Johnson Swiss, WC, basin, shower screen, the drops, and there will be a window for ventilation. So all bathrooms in this unit itself will be natural ventilated. So something to talk about in condominium developments. First of all, it's very rare because they are limited by numbers of unique per acre. As a result, all units are 1001 square feet, 1003 square feet, totally in contrast to commercial or service apartment type of property, where the sizes are way smaller, like 450 to 700 square feet. You can have 2 to 3 bedrooms already. Then for residential type of development, there will be a minimum size of the land. For commercial type, there's no limit. So sometimes even a land less than an acre, they can already develop a tower. And the main reason why developers do not favor bigger size apartments because the ultimate price will be affected. And the price per square feet for this property sounds okay until you times the price per square feet to the size of the unit. Then suddenly this unit is around 8 to 900,000. Not exactly the highest price around this area, but it stands out to a lot of investment oriented units around the LRT stations. Therefore, the consideration for units like this, intent matters. If you guys have participated in a journey where we visited different projects, there will be a huge difference between both components. Where here you can see obviously in such a big area of land, only minimal area are used for the plinth for the residential tower. Another thing to also bring up would be convenience and security with privacy. So these two doesn't go together as well. If convenience is your top utmost priority, this unit may not be for you, but if you put your safety, security and privacy higher than convenience, then this is really something to consider. Because if you're based on location, right, this is a good enough distance away from the mall, away from the LRT, not directly connected but accessible, not directly connected to retail but accessible. So do take those into consideration. And now I think that's all for the unit. Let's check out the site. Hey guys, so now we are right in front of the site of Sunway Artessa, and this will be the road. In this same pathway, it's actually shared by Villa Wangsamas and Infinity Tree. So you look at the drone shots, the density is pretty obvious. However, there's still a buffer away from them to the residential tower. So the residential tower is going to somewhat be here. And from here now, can we walk over to the Sri Rampai LRT station? So this is the Sri Rampai LRT station's bus. And when you have such a location that is so close to malls, amenities, commercial areas, neighborhoods and etc., right, it's pretty inevitable that there will be other developers that want to build around this area because the demand for space will be very high. But what I like from this developer is they are a township developer, community builder, hence connectivity is always in the back of their minds. From the site, around 10 to 15 minutes walk away now, we are at Sri Rampai station. Then this is also 10 to 15 minutes away from Wangsa Walk Mall already, so it's pretty much connected in that way. There will be lots of comparison around the site. So this is a brand new development. You have existing ones as well. You can see the front, back, everywhere, all trying to leverage on the convenience provided by the LRT. And that was the main reason why this location is so popular ever since last time, because this is very close to KLCC. Here you can drive to KLCC, you can also take the train to KLCC. On top of the LRT, on top of the close connectivity to the city centre, you add one more layer of Duke Highway. That was the main takeoff point, in my opinion, for this location. Suddenly, to PJ, to Mont Kiara, to Damansara, the distance to them became so close. And since I was around for my A-levels, I truly witnessed the benefits of great infrastructure. So I'm pretty excited for this brand new elevated Duke Highway built on top of a matured township. Just awesome lah. So besides the hypermarket, the mall, you also have local communities around these commercial centers. This is where you can have your breakfast, conventional shop offices, and on weekends there will be pasar malams and food trucks all around the place, so it's pretty vibrant. This is also really close to the site, and this is where all the locals hang out as well. So in this area, it used to be all landed properties until recently only you see all these high-rise mushrooming, right? The local communities here consist private as well as government, because there are a lot of army camps as well here. So it's a good mixture of different race from different classes, and that's excellent. That nice balance for community building. And I think that's all for the location. It's now time for Sean 3 on 3. So for the 3 things I like, number 1, definitely the development of the location. This location back then is already pretty popular because of its proximity to KL, and you are connected to Jalan Genting Klang and MRR2. Now you even have built highway. On top of that, you have the LRTs, now you have the SPE, and with those connectivity, basically you can travel to anywhere really quickly. But ultimately, the top priority for people to stay in this location is still that distance to KLCC. Also part of the location would be the maturity of the environment. This address has been around for really long. You have commercial lots, malls, hospitals, international schools, universities, parks. You even have a lot of highlands for you to go climbing like Bukit Tabo and etc. I can just imagine you being at the highest floor overlooking the mountain views. Point number 2 is that residential setting. It's pretty clear that their persona of audience will be for own stay, hence the low density works. The practicality and ease of maintenance design of facilities work. The number of lift versus unit per floor works. Also the sizes work too. It might be too big for a lot of people, but with a couple with 2 children, I think it's sufficient. And that is totally in contrast to whatever that is provided within the surrounding, as it's easier to just target investment-oriented projects within the proximity of the LRT station. This is a totally different direction of development altogether. Then the third point would be the architectural design, where every basement of car park has a direct access, meaning at level 1, I got 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. It's a very convenient way of designing, and because they have the abundance of space, hence this kind of designs can be adopted. I also like all facilities are at the ground floors. If you were to have activities with friends from outside, you don't have to really go through the lift, so the privacy of the residents can be protected as well, instead of all going up to the rooftop and enjoy stuff. And for the unit, I like all bedrooms are properly sized and they are attached to the facade line. So all bedrooms will have great views, either KLCC view or the Bukit Tabo view. But what I like the most, this might sound a little bit silly, I really like the gentle ramps around the entrance, around the bathrooms, because that just display the level of thoughtfulness of the developer. Then the 3 things that I don't like, number 1 would be the surrounding buildings. So they are just apartments and mixed developments in abundance. There are so many choices for buyers to choose from. All of them are trying to leverage on the same thing, which is the matured township, the excellent connectivity and complete amenities. Number 2 would be the uncertainty of the plot of land behind the development. Currently it's still empty and no one knows what's going to be around that direction. And right after that, I tried to pull some strings with the team and they gave me this document from DBKL. This is the gazetted plan, the zoning plan of the city, and what we're going to look at will be what's next to the site. This is Sunway Artessa, and what's next to it will be a sekolah rendah. Then there's an empty land next to it, and there might be a surau. Well, the last thing that we want in this area will be 3 things. Number 1 is a STP, which is the sewage treatment plant, not preferably a cemetery next to the site, and the last one will be another high rise which will block the view. So in this situation, none of them is here. It's all low rise components in order to complement the existing neighborhoods. So that's good. Number 3 will be the current congestion, the current road traffic around the construction site, because the roads are not exactly ready yet and there are just a lot of towers being constructed right now, therefore a lot of heavy vehicles, and because the center interchange is still not open, therefore you need to make a lot of U-turns just to get around the site currently. But I guess when the highway is ready, 4 years down the road, when the project is ready, this issue will be resolved, most likely. And I think that's all for this project. Do I like it? Yes, I definitely like it because it's totally in contrast to all the buildings in surrounding. But again, your intent matters, so please do take note on your needs before you invest. But this project is built on top of the success of the previous project, which is Sunway Villa, which is also sold out. And I guess that's all for today. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.